Okay, let's do this. Today happens to be my birthday. Since a lot of you seem to be confused as to what my age is, I thought I'll clear it once and for all. Well, now you know. This video is a little personal, so stick around till the end. Watch it till the end. Save it maybe for later if you are right now busy. I'm 30 today. Yes, I'm wearing clothes that I wore 2 days back. I look like I've just been dumped onto the streets after a fist fight in an ambulance that's been moving. Let's get started, and before we do, let Uncle Mr. Kev clarify a few things. These are my experiences and they are not meant to be taken as advice, maybe with one or two exceptions. We are all growing as unique individuals with unique experiences, different experiences, and that's what makes us different. My experiences need not be a blueprint for your life. My entire goal of putting out this video is so that you guys can hold me accountable, as well as it's a sign of me hopefully being a better person today than I was yesterday. First point would be learning to be empathetic. Empathy has been something that I have struggled and grappled with in the past decade. Empathy has nothing to do with agreeing with another person or even feeling sorry for them. It's more of putting yourself in the other person's shoes, trying to understand where they are coming from, trying to understand their perspective, no matter what your opinion is. Setting that aside is one of the greatest qualities a human being can have, in my opinion. The best person in recent times that I've seen would be Lex Friedman, who interviewed Kanye West on his podcast, if I'm not mistaken. The man really won my respects with the way he handled Kanye's antics, put forward an empathetic front. By the end of the interview, you actually see Kanye apologizing. That's one of the greatest things I've seen in the last few years. Number 2, friends may come, friends may go, and that is alright. I have had several friends. In fact, if you're watching this video, you are probably a friend of mine. I don't think anybody else, not even my family, tends to watch the crap that I put out. So, thank you for being my friend. I've chosen to stay in touch with a handful of friends, and they really changed my life. They are my support system. They shaped me up for what I am today. They question my every choice, every move that I've made, helping me deal with my insecurities, my fears, my thoughts, the life in general. And I owe my life to these handful of people. You guys know who you are, and I'm forever in debt to you all. Number 3, degree doesn't matter, but the college does. I'm someone with no degree. I'm a dropout. I did my BSc Physics Honours, or as I would like to say, BSc Physics Honours did me. This was in St. Xavier's, Kolkata. Back in 2010 I joined, and ever since my life has changed. I did a 3-year course for 4 years and dropped out in the last semester. I view this as a one-sided love story where I loved physics. But physics didn't want anything to do with me. It wouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole. My college experience has to be one of the most insightful experiences I've ever had, because it broke down my rigid views and opinions, broke them down into bits and pieces, and made me question some of the things that were so rigid in me. This is where I actually learned to play music. This is where I started writing songs. This is where you guys know one of the songs I wrote with one of my friends called Shavik Mitra. Idli Vada Dosa was written with him. It's almost a decade. It's a decade old. One of the biggest changes has to be my opinions, because my opinions were rooted in my religion, and I was one of the most religious people, at least at heart. I don't know if other people view it as that, but at least in heart, I've been one of the most religious people my school days, even to a certain extent during college days. Today, to look back and think I was religious is just preposterous. Being raised as a Catholic, my views, my entire life were built around the belief systems of Catholicism. My friends broke it down for me. Now, if you ask me if a college degree matters, yes, it does in certain cases. Does Sachin Tendulkar require a degree? Does a Messi require a degree? Here's the thing, if they did have a degree, you would be more surprised. You would in fact add more value to these people just because they have gone beyond their field to study and to be a part of something bigger. I don't have a degree. If you have a degree, huge respects in a different field. I'm not saying if you are an engineer and you have an engineering degree, you are great. No. No. Degree will not tell me the kind of person you are. That is why I say you have to have a great experience in college. In college, please make friends. Go to a college which has people from different walks of life. You need those kind of conversations to develop your thoughts, develop your viewpoint in such a way that you are inclusive of people around you. And I'd like to believe my college helped me do so. This isn't in any way an advertisement for my college, St. Xavier's, Kolkata, because right now it is down in the shits from what I'm hearing. Choose a college which has people from different walks of life. Number 4, boys, men, guys, we need to talk about sex. An overwhelming percentage of people watching this video right now are men, are guys, are boys, because that's what YouTube is. That's what my YouTube channel also has. It's mostly filled with men. I know I mentioned none of this is advice, but this is one of the things I would like you guys to take home and carry forward along with me. Jokes about sex is nice, but that's not the only kind of conversations that we need to keep having. Let me confess by saying that I am not the most open person when it comes to talking about sex with any of the people around me, any of my male friends actually. But I'm actively trying to change that today, and it does make a difference. It does make a huge difference. If you are on the other side listening to a friend talking about their sexual experience, that's not an invitation for you to make a joke. I should seriously shut my crap hole and listen when somebody's talking about this. Simple things. I'm not saying we should just talk about sex. I'm saying we should also talk about things like, hey, if you've not used a lubricant before, how is it like? If you're allergic to a particular type of condom, how would you know? So that's something you can talk about. If your partner is someone who is allergic to a certain type of condom, what is the alternative? These are questions that I wish that I have a conversation around with my male friends. I'm actively trying to shut the fuck up and listen rather than make a joke about it. I wish I knew this back when I was 20. If I've done that to you, my apologies. That has never been my intention. Next time we do have a conversation, please don't hesitate. I shall make it a point to sit and listen. Number 5, give yourself space to think. There was a period of 4 to 5 years when I used to live alone in a room. You guys have seen the room. It's the one where I shot most of my YouTube videos. You can go back and check out the old videos. They're all inside my room, inside those 4 walls. This living alone actually led me to understand how my thought process works, how I work. But I'm not saying you should live alone. It of course is problematic. You will have other issues because of doing so. But that doesn't change the fact that you should be able to give yourself some time, some space to think for yourself. Maybe go out on that trip, solo trip. Maybe go riding a bike. Maybe take a stroll out in the park. That would change your thought process. That would give you a different experience. Do anything that you want, but sit with your thoughts, analyze them, break them on your own, be the devil's advocate, and refine your thoughts. Number 6, fight the idea, not the person. This actually takes me back to Lex Friedman and his interview. He never says, Kanye, you are racist. Instead, I'm paraphrasing here, but it would be something like, Kanye, this line of thought, do you think it can be perceived as racist? Don't you think that it could, in fact, trigger other people? This is one of the best ways to approach people when you want to have a conversation.
Don't say Jewish media and Jewish controlled media.
JM.
Like, man, you sound like it sounds too much like 1930s Nazi Germany that was leading up to the atrocities.
Oh, he would say JM?
No, it's just the implied, memeified prejudice towards a group in a way that's going to lead to hate. And I know you don't mean that. I know you have love in your heart.
This makes a world of difference. Let's say I'm someone who is anti-bullying, and if I call someone a racist, then guess who the actual bully is? This is applicable blanket to all people around all the spectrum. Left wing, right wing, whichever color you choose to be. The tags we leave on people who only put across their views, it's not fair to them. If it does not incite violence or if it does not cause physical harm, that's the way I can put it. I don't think these people deserve to be name called. I can only wish someone had enlightened me about this when I was younger. Number 7, comfort is stagnant. This is very specific to me, and I don't think it's a general blanket statement like the previous statement. If you are comfortable and satisfied with your life choices, and if you are satisfied with where you are, it is completely fine. But I'm not someone who yearns for that. I am someone who looks for situations that are uncomfortable because I've always felt that it helps me learn new things when I put myself through something like that. I'm not saying harm yourself, I'm saying put yourself through things that you usually wouldn't try. Don't commit crimes. This is not a call for committing crimes. Don't go rob a bank and all, okay? I'm just clarifying that. Actually, this YouTube channel called Yes Theory put it the best. Their tagline is called Seek Discomfort. If you watch their YouTube channel, you would know what I'm talking about. See, I'm scared of dancing in public. I have a fear of this whole aspect because I'm not a good dancer, right? But I would like to someday, hopefully sign up for that salsa class. A decade late, I attended one session of a salsa class and I never returned. Number 8, money flies. It flies out of your pocket and it will never come back. My life savings so far has been, I only have a few hundreds left to survive the next week until my next paycheck comes through. I just wish that I had saved money. In fact, our previous generation seemed to have a lot of savings. Our parents, our grandparents seem to have a lot of savings. This happens to be a generational difference because of how consumerism has changed things. We tend to buy gadgets, we tend to buy clothes more frequently, splurge on them more than anything else. Take a mobile for example. We didn't need mobiles 30 years back. It wasn't a necessity. So or even if it was a necessity, if you were to purchase a phone, it would last you for a few number of years, maybe a decade or more. And it was just for calling. So it is totally fine. But today it's not the same. You would have to, on an average, purchase one mobile phone every 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. It is a sad affair. It's not just mobile phones. We are consuming things, gadgets on a very frequent basis. I more than anybody because I have to procure equipments for my work. Of course, that makes me a pauper at the moment. If you are someone who's in school, maybe you should try this. Or if you're someone who's in college, you should try this. If you're living off your parents, you should try this. Go to a post office, set up a bank account there. Post office has a bank account. And go just keep putting in money every month. Maybe 500, 1,000. This is something that you can set aside. The reason I'm suggesting a post office is because you can choose not to have an online foundation around it. So you have to physically go there and give the money, hand over the money. So it's a nice experience. It again adds to something that I mentioned earlier, seek discomfort. It's totally worth it because of the experience. Number 9, insecurities. They are hard to move past, but you can. My insecurities have a lot to do with my looks. I'm short. My complexion used to be a problem, now it isn't. In 2020, my insecurities came crashing down like a tsunami on me and I couldn't really do anything about it. I'm trying to learn to move past it. That's where I wanted to mention taking therapy. You don't need to be in a situation for you to actually take up therapy. That's something I regret not taking up in my past. It's not that if you go to therapy you are healed. No. There's a lot to it. As in, you should be comfortable with the therapist. The therapist has to be someone who's capable of handling you. There are various factors. So it is a trial and an error process. If you've had experience coaching in some kind of sport, you would know what I'm talking about. Not every coach is built to train every other student. If you are a perfect fit, you work well, you learn the sport well, you achieve things in that sport. Don't deal with them alone. Please try out therapy. Even if you don't really have much to deal with, if you can afford it, please go for therapy. Number 10, fall in love. I know it sounds a little cliched, it sounds a little stupid, But hear me out. This isn't falling in love with your, life partner or whatever, but instead falling in love with things that you do. Falling in love with people around you. You can express by saying that you love them, and it's all right. As a guy, some part of me has failed me because of my systemic upbringing, of generations of this nonsense about being stoic. Today I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to do my best to express my affection to people around me. And let me be the first to take my baby steps, be it my friends, my family. If I fail to do so, if I fail to express my love or affection to you, my apologies. I hope to change that in the coming years. And I hope you guys adapt it when you're 20s. So let me take my baby steps by actually saying, Mommy and Daddy, I love you. No matter what kind of differences we've had, just know that I will always love you, invariable of where I am, what I am doing, or even if we don't talk all that frequently, even if we don't call all that frequently, I love you guys. Some of you guys are watching are like, what the fuck just happened? Just know that those are a sequence of words that have never come out of my mouth. And I wanted to be the first to take that step towards progress. And here's me putting that effort. And this is me telling you people, if I've had a conversation that lasted more than 10 minutes, know that I've fallen in love with you. Even if our conversation turns sour, I'm doing my best to try not to hold grudges against anyone. I'm a work in progress. I'm only human. I'm trying. I know that many of you are like me, who fail to express your love and affection. I hope my baby steps can help you join the gang of expressing your love or affection to someone else. Need not just be your life partner. That made me emotional, but I'm with you guys on this one. So go ahead, take your first steps as well. Hold your family and friends and tell them that you do love them. As that's about it. May this new year bring you lots of love, joy, and most importantly, all the money in this world, because we really need it. This recession is coming down hard on us. And of course, don't be like Uncle Mr. Kev, go spending on gears. Don't be stupid like me. My camera just died shooting this on my phone. Before we end, I wrote a song today, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you think of it down in the comment section.
She's the one I want, the one I need. I'm a centipede, don't come close to me. I miss everything that's in front of me. Come real close to me. My vision is on constant haze as I hear the voice of your shoes. Walking dressed in yellow and I'm blue, fighting this constant view.